Good morning. Today we're going to talk about parallel lines with transversal. A couple things we need to know: what are parallel lines, what's a transversal, and what do they create? Now, today it's super important that you understand the vocabulary. So before this video, above this, there's a bunch of vocabulary. Some of it was from last year, which we're not really going to cover, but the descriptions are there. There's IXLs to practice it. Please review that before you go to the quick check. Okay. This is all vocab. If you understand the vocab, this is really easy. If you don't understand the vocabulary, it can be very difficult. So parallel lines, they are lines that do not intersect. Okay. How do we identify parallel lines? There'll be a little arrow inside of the line. So even though these don't look parallel because, quite frankly, they're not right now, the symbol shows that, they are parallel. For this purpose, we're going to look as if they're parallel. They're not going to intersect. The transversal is the line that intersects them. Now, what happens is that this creates 8 different angles. We have angle 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And there's a lot of relationships that are there. Some of these angles are vertical. Some of them are adjacent. And the 3 new ones that we have to cover are corresponding, alternate interior angles, and alternate exterior angles. Those are the 3 new angle relationships. Let's go ahead and just write those out. So we have corresponding, angles, and here's a symbol for an angle. Corresponding angles. We have alternate interior angles, and we have alternate exterior angles. Okay. Alternate interior, alternate exterior, really the definitions in the words. They alternate sides in their interior or exterior. Corresponding is an angle that is in the same exact place in the angle grouping, but in the other angle grouping. Okay, so let's talk about that. Corresponding. What are corresponding angles? Corresponding angles are in the same exact spot. Sorry about that. Corresponding angles are in the same exact spot, but in both angle groups. So if we look at this angle group, 1, 2, 3, and 4, 2. 2 is in the upper right-hand corner of this grouping. Down here, which number is in 2's spot? It's the upper right-hand corner. So in this angle grouping, the upper right-hand corner is angle 6. So we would say that angle 2 and, I want to make sure it's on there, and angle 6 are corresponding. Those are corresponding angles. Now, 1 and 5 are corresponding angles, 3 and 7, and 4 and 8. But I'm only going to show you and write down the one grouping. But all of those are corresponding to each other. Alternate interior angles. Alternate interior angles, we need to look at the interior angles that are created here. Well, interior is going to be in between the 2 parallel lines. So my interior angles are 3, 4, 5, and 6. Alternate interior, if I'm looking at angle 3, in this grouping, it's the other side of that transversal. So 3 and 6 are alternate interior angles. So angle 3 and angle 6 are alternate interior angles. Now, angle 4 and angle 5 are also alternate interior angles. Okay, so we have 2 sets of those. Alternate exterior, outside of the parallel line. So 1, 2, and 7, and 8. And we alternate sides. So if we look at angle 1 is alternate exterior to angle 8. They're outside of the parallel lines, and they're on opposite sides of that transversal. So angle 1 and angle 8. Now, why are these important? When we have parallel lines with a transversal, Corresponding angles are congruent, meaning they have the same exact measure. Alternate interior angles are also congruent, and same as alternate exterior. They have the same angle measure. So let's say that angle 1, I'll try to do this in a different color. Ooh, I do not have one because Franklin didn't put any of the caps on. So let's say angle 1 is 100 degrees. If angle 1 is 100 degrees, we know that angle 5 is also 100 degrees. Why is that? Well, based on our definitions, they are corresponding. I probably should have used these. So let's go back. Let's not use that. Let's use angle 2. Angle 2 is 80 degrees. If angle 2 is 80 degrees, then angle 6 is also 80 degrees because they are corresponding angles. Angle 3. Angle 3 is also 80 degrees. If angle 3 is 80 degrees, angle 6 must be 80 degrees because they're alternate interior angles. If we look at angle 1 is 100 degrees. If angle 1 is 100 degrees, angle 8 is also 100 degrees because they're alternate exterior angles. Now, there are other angle measures here, or angle relationships here, such as vertical angles. We know that vertical angles, if they're opposite of each other and they are created by two lines and they share a vertex, they are the same. So we can actually identify all of these angle measures. Have a good day, and I hope everyone's doing well.